Hi there folks, hope you're doing good today. Right, this is going to be the first one in a series of videos that I'm going to be coming up with that's going to help you sculpt and design your very own software tone from a bunch of free VSTs that are out there. You can really get down with this and make it your own. There's lots of customization, really there's more than you can handle. But we're going to get down to it now with a bunch of different videos that help you craft your tone, understand what you're doing with each of the VSTs and effects and how they're going to affect your tone. Right, we'll get on to the Mixcraft. Okay, what we've got is the setup that I showed you in my first video. This is just how you get a basic setup of a drive pedal, an amp sim, a cab sim, and then just a limiter on top to make sure things don't go into the red. What we're going to be speaking about today is pedals and amps, because there's a bunch of free software out there and it all affects your tone in different ways. So we're just going to go through some of the free options that there are and see how it affects your tone so that you can get an idea and how you can sculpt your own tone with these effects. Okay, what I've set up is just a very basic chug, so that we can get an idea of how the distortion's going just from a very basic chug. It's a pretty good way to check out your distortion. Okay, so first of all we're going to want to look at different pedals. What different pedals can you do? How do they affect your tone? So I've set up the 6 different pedals that we're going to look at. The first one that we'll look at is the Ignite TS999. I'll bring that up on the screen. As you can see, they're all pretty basic. They've all got the same kind of dials on them, so there's not a lot to go through really, but it's just how it affects your tone and you know how you can sculpt your own tone with it. So if we have a look at this, we've got our original tone here and then we've got our other tone. So we'll just hear what it sounds like in the beginning. Okay. And then we'll hear what it sounds like with this new pedal. As you can see, it's got a bit more fuzz to it, a bit more high pitch to it. We'll play with the tone. Doesn't make a great deal of difference. As you can see, as we pull the drive up, you just get more and more fuzz. So if you're going for that really fuzzed out sound, you want to give it a bit more drive. Otherwise, just leave the drive as it is. You shouldn't really need to mess with these too much. The difference these pedals make is very, very subtle to your actual tone. Okay, let's try a different pedal. That's how it affects the sound. Really very little change there. As you see, they've all got the same kind of dials. This one's got a boost function, so if you're doing some lead work, maybe you want to put this one on just to boost it a bit more. And it's also got the sweep. See, it's very, very subtle how these affect the tone, but it does affect it in a small way. Go to the next one. It's an MGS 1.2. See, this one affected the tone quite a lot there actually, gave it a lot more fuzz. A lot more high end. Give it some more tone, you'll get even more. Bring up the gain even more. You see it goes very, very fuzzy. And what these pedals are doing is just boosting the signal that's going into the amp to make sure it's nice and loud. Okay, we'll go to the next one. This is the TSC1 that we used on the original video. I like this one, it's got quite a nice smooth tone to it. Brings out the highs a little bit, but I do like the sound of that MGS as well, it's pretty good. Basic setup on this one. And then we've got the TSC R47. This one's got a filter on it, which is a bit different. As you can see, it has made the sound a bit darker, a bit more muffled. So maybe if you're doing some kind of doomy stuff, you'd want to use this pedal. Make sure you don't go into the red with the volume. Yeah, where this one really fuzzes it up a lot. So if you're using a lot of fuzz, maybe this is a pedal for you. The last one, the TSC 808, you see that took away a lot of that fuzz. Another basic pedal. Make sure you got the quality on high. The tone makes quite a difference on this one. You see it really brought out the cleanness there. And you can fuzz it up quite a decent amount. Okay, for the purposes of this, I'm going to go back to the MGS one, because that boosts it in a nice way. We'll leave the dials as they are. And now we'll move on to the amps. This is a Nicro 8505, which we did in the original video. As I said, he has got another one, the 7170. And as you can see now, we really start to affect the tone. The different amps are going to all have a different sound, and that sound can be even different again by the way that you mess with the knobs. So if we want more lows, we really want to bring out the deepness of the chug, obviously just bring out the lows. Bringing up the mids will bring out the more punchy element of the guitar, and then the highs obviously brings out the top end fizz. You can get quite a nice fizz on this. If you really want to crank up the distortion, and then if we were to even crank up the gain on this as well, you can see it's really starting to get thick. We'll move the gain down now for now. So that's the 7170. Got a bunch more amps for you in here. We've got 10 different amps. Okay, this one's the Dirt Head. As you can see, a lot of them have got different channels, so you can have a clean channel, a crunch channel, and then a high distortion channel. I like this one because it's got quite a different sound to it. It's very dark. So if you want to blend some different distortions together and you've got quite a bright distortion and you want a bit of darkness to it, you can add this one over the top. You can see it's very bassy, very muffled and very dark. You can bring out the top end, give it some more presence, just make it a bit clearer, but very dark sound to this amp. So if you're doing some dark sounding stuff, the Dirt Head might be the one for you. The next one is a very good one, Ignite Emissary. This is a go-to for a lot of bedroom band guitarists. It's got a lot of different channels on there, the clean and the master and the lead, sorry. So if you want a clean tone, we're going to be just looking at the leads at the moment. So that's how you change the channel. As you can see, this one has got a very fuzzy, thick, modern metal kind of tone to it. You can make it brighter. You can add some deepness to it as well, but obviously you can affect the EQ here. You can even shape it as well if that's too fancy, if that goes better for you in the mix. But yeah, just fiddle with the dials, get the kind of tone that you're looking for. Get some depth in there, get some presence in there. This one's got a load of different things that you can do to craft your tone. Make sure that you've got the oversampling on high if you're doing the rendering down. Make sure you check for that on all of these different ones. We'll move on to the next one because we've got quite a few to get through. We've gone through these. The next one are the Poolin, and these actually offer quite a few different amps to you. There's 5 different amps on this one that you can check out. Okay, so we've got a different sound on this one again. This one's more like a Marshall amp. As you can see, we've got all the different dials and stuff on here. Make sure the quality is high. Bring up the drive, you can make it sound a lot harsher. Roll off the drive if you're just doing some crunchy stuff. Okay, we've got all the EQ dials that you'd expect to see on this one. can contour it as well. This one's a very nice amp, so definitely check it out. We'll move on to the next one. This is the LE456. Now this one's a very, you got a nice clean on this amp, but it's also got a very fuzzy distortion on here. It's got a low and a high gain on there even. As you can hear, if you really crank the distortion on this one, very fuzzy. You get that scooped out sound, if that's what you're looking for. Contour it, focus it, add some bottom, make it brighter. There's a bunch of things you can do here, and they all slightly affect the tones to get it to whatever your ear tells you sounds right. That's when you stop. Right, we'll move to the next one. So you can hear it sounds different again. We've got some different dials, different kind of tones on there. This one's a bit more thick, modern metal kind of sound. There's some presence on there if you want it a bit brighter. There's some highs on there if you want it even brighter. Yeah, that one sounds good. The Legion amp. Get it on heavy. Same kind of dials on them all. You'll get used to it pretty quickly. It's just listening out for the tone. Does that sound good to my ear? Do I like the sound of this? Do I think it needs a bit more bass? Do I think it needs a bit more highs? That's how you want to be crafting your tone, going about it systematically through the dials. Give them a turn, crank it up to max, crank it down to the lowest. Oh, is it somewhere in the middle? Is it somewhere to the lower end of there? Just listen with your ears and you'll get it right in the end. And then the last one that we're going to look at here is the Lextac. Get it into the red, get some gain on there, turn it up a bit, get it on high. As you can see, we've got a different distortion again on here. Get it sounding how you like it. And there you go. I'll stop that because I'm sure you're fed up of hearing that chug over and over. But there you go, guys. I just wanted to give you a sense of what amps are out there, what pedals are out there, what different tones you can start to craft. This is very early days with crafting your tone. There's a lot more things that we're going to do on top. This is going to be a bunch of videos that I'm going to get around here. We're going to be doing compressors, we're going to be doing IRs and impulse responses, because that's the next thing. What cabinet you use is really going to affect the sound again. So once you've got this stage down, don't think you've got your tone totally sorted, because we're going to totally mix it up again with the next video when we look at impulse responses. A whole bunch of different stuff and tones to get from there, and then moving on from there you'll EQ, add compressors and things like that. So there's a bunch of videos in this series that I'm going to get round to, and each one is going to help you progress and craft your tone a bit further, so that hopefully by the end of all the videos you'll have a really good idea on all the different elements that you need to use to craft 100% your own tone from 100% free VSTs. This isn't going to cost you a penny to use any of the programs that I'm showing you, as long as you've got a DAW to actually get it all down with, and obviously a guitar and things like that. Okay, so hopefully you're going to enjoy these videos. I'll try and get one out each day, and you can follow along with each one. Thanks for watching, guys. See you around. Bye.